Alrighty, well, I'm here to keep it simple to start this off. This is the Kritic podcast. Critic Kyle, who I am. First one, number one, episode one. Here we go. Well, since this is episode one, I really am not sure how this is going to kick off here. So, intro is in the works. I'm not really sure what route I want to go with it here. I'm doing this currently on my MacBook Pro through GarageBand. It's a nice little setup I have. So I got that going and got my computer over there if I need to get some more information on things, which is nice. But I thought I'd start it off with just a simple, get to the meat, get to the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So like I was saying, I have a really janky setup I got going, kind of in my room. Not exactly sure the route I want to go, but since we're going here, let's start with my first topic that I had. I kind of wrote. What I'm doing is basically writing stuff down, items or topics I want to cover, just how they affect, and just talk about them a little bit, see how everyone reacts to them, and see if you can relate at all to any of the topics I bring up today. And today I'm going to talk about some food that we're eating during quarantine. I think it's pretty interesting. Sports, how they're impacting the world. Honestly, they're impacting me a lot because I'm just so accustomed to sports. And documentaries I've been watching. Also the future of just where we stand in the future, literally humanity as we stand right now. And the last thing I'll talk about is sex robots, because I feel like I watched something that kind of blew my mind about sex robots, and it was very interesting. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit too as towards the end. So here we go. Food I've been eating during this quarantine. Well, for me, I would definitely say today, I don't even know what day we're on with pizza for me. I probably ate pizza the past 3 weeks for sure. Like at least some pizza item the past 3 weeks, definitely. It's kind of brutal. Frozen pizza. The processed food is probably killing me at this point. That's pretty much the easiest thing to cook, I mean, in moderation, I guess. It's the diet really doesn't matter for me right now. I'm working out. I mean, I don't know if everyone's working out at home. I'm trying to stay busy doing it. Sorry if you hear my chair in the background. It's very squeaky. I need to upgrade that. But yeah, the processed food definitely killing me. Sweets as well. I'm kind of going ham on the sweets lately. If you guys didn't know, I definitely have multiple sclerosis, so I typically watch my diet most of the time, but I feel in the past 3 weeks, whatever day we're on in this thing, it really doesn't matter. I'm trying to drink a lot of water, maybe flush everything out. The weird thing I've been noticing is my skin is kind of radiating. I work in a casino, so granted, I think that has a lot to do with it, being out of the cigarette smoke and kind of just in my own domain, here locked in the house. I've only went out to the store one time in the past couple weeks. I was going on walks and runs and stuff like that, but I kind of limited that, and I just been working out at home. That's what's working for me, at least. I was playing Pokemon Go with all my buddies, it's fun, but I started going to the park and they closed it down, and then it kind of got weird over there. So there's one Pokestop over there if you guys play, but that's just a fun little thing. But the food, yeah, it's been nice. I mean, my roommates, God bless their souls, they're being so great to me, and they're going to the store for me, and I give them a list, and they get my stuff, and I pay them, and it's really nice, and they make food for me, and it's a great situation. I just hope everyone's fortunate enough to have people like that in their lives, and you're not just living off Burger King all day. But I'm blessed. That's all I can say. But the processed food for sure are killing me. That's going to be the death of me in a few years probably. But the biggest thing that's really hurting me in this time is sports. Growing up, loving sports, being involved in sports, taking a major part out of my life, watching them, and I'm in fantasy basketball, and that kind of just screwed my whole league up. We're at a standstill, and it's a tragic situation for players. I mean, granted, everything is tragic right now in the world. I don't want to get into that, but what I'm saying though is, in a sports perspective, you're losing a year off of someone's sports career, and the way I see it, that is very crucial to someone. Now, granted, the younger players could definitely get better in this downtime that we have. But look at the older players. I mean, LeBron James, bless his soul, he's beasting this year. Having one of his best seasons as a Laker, and he's older. He's up there in age. And obviously that year is going to hurt him in the long run, and for his quest for titles. Now, the way I see it is teams are only going to get better, get healthier, and they're going to get better. So they're going to come back stronger. Granted, I still think LeBron James is a dominant force. He's someone not to be reckoned with. And if, they get another piece, maybe, I can see it happening. But definitely losing that year of his professional career, I think, is going to impact his legacy, which it sucks. I mean, it really sucks. I growing up, I was never a LeBron fan. Definitely Kobe all the way. Jordan. I'm not going to get into the debate. I mean, that's just an endless debate. I think everyone's different basketball players. I think people are all images of themselves, and I'm grateful to be alive during the time I got to see the players I got to see. I'm just in life in general. I got to see LeBron this past year, which I'm grateful for. That was amazing. So I've seen Kobe live. I've seen LeBron live. R.I.P. Kobe. Definitely missed. That's just basketball as well. I think NFL. I mean, only the real impact is they can kind of do all their off season at home. So I think that's totally fine. Now, off season kind of got a little weird. You got Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. The Rams getting rid of Gurley. He's going to Atlanta. There's a lot of weird stuff. I mean, it's not really weird. It's kind of janky. I don't know what the Cardinals did to the Texans, man. The Texans are just... Yeah, they got trade raped for sure on that trade. They got Brandon Cooks from the Rams, but I still think it's a giant hole they have on the outside there. But yeah, baseball hasn't even started. So we're sitting here and we literally have nothing for sports to watch. Man, it's brutal. I mean, honestly, what I've been doing, which I highly recommend to people out there, if you have the access to a video game console and some sports games, what you do is start a season, or most games now you can start a season in the middle of the season where they were at, and just what I do is I put it on 12-minute quarters, 15-minute quarters, whatever it may be. I put it on in the background and I just watch it throughout my time. Like, I'll be doing homework and I'll be watching a game. You can be productive with a game on. Or also, what I also been doing is putting on like old basketball games or old football games in the background as well. Like watching like the old Super Bowls. It's totally awesome. Especially if you haven't seen like all the Super Bowls. You could probably watch the majority of the Super Bowls or championships of anything of that some sort in the proximity of this quarantine, however long it may last, which is, it's cool. So I think it's nice to relive those moments that we have in sports history, or watching top 10s or top 100s of greatest sports moments. It's pretty fun. It'll all get back. I'm not worried. A lot of people freaking out, buying toilet paper. That all happened, but we're not shitting everywhere. So, but yeah, the future. What do you guys think about the future of where we're going, where we're headed? Biologically, warfare. Also, that's kind of scary. It's a crazy experience to live life right now. I know we're all going through it. I really don't want to talk about it, but I have to address some things and the topics I have today because I thought it was interesting. But here we are. The future, where I think, me personally, think we're headed, definitely for catastrophic consequences. I think this was meant to happen in a weird, magical way, that we came to a point in life with the world, the climate, humanity, where I think we needed a reset. This is almost like, it's sick. It's scary. It's very scary to think, but it's almost like a reset button. You're taking these lives. You're unpolluting the air. The water is getting more pure. It's kind of almost like a blessing in disguise for us that are here. I don't know if it's my place to say, but that's just the way I feel about it. I'm grateful I'm here. I've always told myself, I think, realizing what life is to me and where we're headed, where I'm headed, what we are in life, I stopped embracing certain things. I embrace uncertainty. That's the best way to look at life, the way I see it. And that's a lot of books that you can read, a lot of self-help books. They'll always tell you that, to embrace uncertainty. And I think that's the way I view this whole thing. Like, I'm prepared. I've prepared myself not to stress, not to freak out, not to pinpoint the sacrifice that everything is going on in the sacrifice of my life. If it happens, this thing gets me and I'm down and I'm out and I'm done, then so be it. I think I've came to terms with myself. I've stayed up many nights realizing my life and where I'm headed. So I've come to terms with the realization of my life, of who I am and what I want to be. And here I am, trying to be creative with a podcast, and I think hopefully people enjoy it. Just trying to get out there. A lot of options we have, and here we are. So it's pretty fun. I think I'm gonna really like this. It's kind of like therapy almost, but the future it could be scary. I think where we're headed with technology and everything, it's kind of endless, and that moves me into documentaries. I watched this documentary that kind of, maybe that's why I got so skeptical about things. I was watching this documentary. It came out in 2017. It's called Wormwood. I don't know how many people have seen it. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm going to keep it spoiler free. That is for sure about that. But has a lot of, it cuts back and forth from real life interviews to like scenes, scene by scene, about a death of someone that was in an experiment with the CIA. And it just goes from there. But I've always been skeptical of things, people, government, all that weird stuff. Aliens, conspiracies, if you want to talk about them, I fucking love them so much. I can never get enough. I'm always watching stuff about it. But this documentary kind of solidified my stance on things. So I would say check it out. What other documentaries is everyone watching? Let's hear it. I mean, leave it in the comment section or hit me up. I definitely, Tiger King, I think everyone in the world has seen that. Kind of over it. So it's interesting, but it just, I don't know. I feel like they should have had a better resolution towards the end, but I mean, everyone's loving it. The memes, I think the best part about this whole thing is the memes that we're getting and the videos. They're just comedy. So that's keeping us a little bit sane in the world, honestly. That's one thing that's kind of keeping us, our glue together, as these memes and how we can poke fun at things. And I think that's a blessing as well. Well, thinking of the last thing I guess I'll talk about is I always thought a podcast by yourself would be kind of weird, but I think it's kind of nice. I would like to talk to people. I like to have people in the podcast with me. I'm definitely down. I'm open to creativity. I'm open to a lot of things. I'm a very, chill person, so I'm down with it. But yeah, the sex robot thing I saw, which I thought was weird. I don't think I could ever do it. But there obviously, this has been a story since 2018. So this happened a few years ago. I mean, I've always seen the idea of artificial intelligence, and yes, we know that the idea of artificial intelligence scares the shit out of everyone. Now, whether that being through media or whatever it may be, social media, or just the functions that we know that the AI can go, we know what has happened. But these sex dolls, they're selling them for a certain amount of money, right? They're really expensive. Now, there was a sex doll in 2017 named Harmony that was created that can speak and make facial expressions. Now, they're only going to advance these things. They're like humanoids, I think it's pretty scary. Now, the video I was watching, you can find it. If you type in sex robots, artificial intelligence on Google or whatever search engine you want to use, I'm pretty sure it will work. But the first video will pop up. It's like an ABC News article. Or, yeah, they're both ABC News as well. They're Invitations World as well. I don't know, whatever that is. Never heard of it. But, I mean, you can watch it on YouTube, definitely. But it has the guy that makes these things. And this guy is like, he kind of just irks me the wrong way. He kind of just seems like an evil scientist-y a little bit to me. I don't know. He's kind of just a weird guy in general, making these things. But he has hundreds of them around his house. And then he towards the end, he's talking about how he's he has sex with these things whenever he wants, and he compares it to masturbation. And then I don't know. He talks about how sometimes, because he has a wife, somehow he has a wife. You would think this guy is making these things without a wife, and he's just like out there boning his sex robots. But turns out he has a wife. Towards in the video, they're talking about it, and he's like, yeah, sometimes like I have created these robots because he's programming these robots, like literally programming these things. And he's talking about how sometimes sex is good with his wife, but with the sex doll, it's way better. And to me, I just think if they do millennials or whatever may happen in the future, I could see this to be in the total end all of extinction for humanity. If these things get so advanced, like why would a guy want to deal with some girl's bullshit and her 2 kids and all her problems with her baby daddy when you can just go spend $5,000 on a sex robot and literally it will tell you what you want to hear. You can talk to it, it'll make some facial expressions. You can say like a dumb joke and it'll laugh, you know? And it'll be the end all for human extinction. We won't be here anymore. These things will run us. I mean, obviously artificial intelligence will take over. That's just that's something that just bugged me today, and I thought about it. A lot of things I've been thinking about lately. I have a lot of ideas brewing. You know, I'm very creative when I think about things, but school definitely takes up most of my time. So that is the grind I've been going on here. But yeah, the sex robots, man. Let's not invest in that. If you have any stocks out there, don't invest in that. The little Harmony doll in 2017. But I mean, there's more nowadays. I mean, there's articles here showing me that there's more. I'm scared to click on them, but I probably will, you know. What is this? Best of all artificial intelligence 2019. Nah, fuck that. Let's click this one. Sex robot. I would never purchase the future of sex robots. Sex dolls, I should say. With artificial intelligence. So let's kind of look at these things. Holy shit. All right. These things are on this site, and they're like $4,000. $4,000. Well, yeah, they're $4,000. Pretty much $4,000. Now they definitely range. They all look exotic. I don't see a basic bitch at all, and they're all extra in each part of their female regions. Which is weird. One of them has glasses. I just think that's a weird feature. I mean, I feel like you can just buy a pair of glasses and put them like on each one, you know? Like, why have one that is wearing glasses? Let's click her. Her name's Bernadette. She is $4,000.50. If my internet would load. Okay, so looks like she's a naughty schoolgirl. She is 5'1", and her brand is All Tech. Now, her waist is 20 inches. Her hips are 32 inches. Jesus. Her love holes, her vaginal depth is 6.7 inches. Her anal depth is 5.5 inches. And she has no oral depth because her lips are closed. So now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to click one that looks like it has a mouth open. This one has her mouth open. Oh yeah, she does. One's winking at you. There's one that literally just her eye is like fucked up to wink at you. Good lord. This one doesn't have oral depth either. Her mouth is open though. She's smiling. So I guess that's different. These things are scary, man. Like, you can get delivery. I wonder with the quarantine, you can get delivery in 14 to 21 days right here. And it's free shipping worldwide. Well, no shit. You're spending $4,000 on a goddamn artificial sex doll. She has sunglasses on top of her head. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's what? 2, 4. There's 7 of these things on this website. That's just insane. That is just insane. I'm telling you, we'll be extinct if this shit happens. Definitely. Harmony 3.0 sex robot with self-lubricating vagina will be released in time for Christmas. Jesus. This was in 2017. What the fuck? What if this thing just like... Oh my god. This could just manipulate you so bad. Wow. I mean, granted, like, yeah, she's pretty hot. The Harmony doll is pretty hot, but I want to do it, you know. They're in mass production and shit. Jeez. Wow, if you guys haven't looked into this is pretty interesting stuff here. I've kind of went a different route than the beginning of the podcast. Kind of got really mature over here. All right, super realistic simulated women features warm skin and genitalia that can be detached and washed in the dishwasher. But remember, a bonk bot for life. It's not just for Xmas. I want to know who has bought one of these. I need to like interview someone that has bought one of these. If you bought one of these, you're kind of a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you got money, but I mean, how lonely are you? Jeez. I don't think I could, man. Human interaction to me is just the end all, you know? Like, if I can't. Granted, these things can talk, but there is a kind of a stimulating factor to me, honestly. It's like, I can spend $5,000 and not have to worry about bullshit for. This thing lasts probably, like, whatever, like 15 years. Now, the amount of dates I've been on in my lifetime has been quite frequent. Yes, I'm single. It sucks. It's probably my fault. Whatever. Life. It happens. Evolving. It's okay. But if I spend $5,000 on a sex robot and then I never go on a date again, so pretty much I'm saving all my money. I wonder what the profit margin would be for my increase on income with money I would save. That's an interesting topic. I mean, if someone would buy one of these for me, I would test it out. I would never go out on my own and buy one of these. They may cause psychological damage. That's what a study is saying. Yeah, because you could do some fucked up shit to these things. Like, if you really thought about it, you could really like punish these things and like do whatever you want, and then like you can like stab it or something while you're doing it, and then like that cannot compete with a human being. If you cannot stab a human being during sex, and it would kill them. Literally, they're like, oh, I'm gonna stab this bitch in the stomach, and it's like pop pop, and then it's like, all right, well, she's dead now. Now you're looking like Ted Bundy, you know. So just a fun thing to think about tonight, everyone. Well, I'm going to call it right now for the podcast. I don't know how long I've been going on, but this is just the first one, a little rough draft I got going. For everyone. So I hope that got to see a little side of me that no one ever sees. Hopefully my voice sounds good on this thing. I'm using GarageBand, so that's pretty cool. And I look forward to many more podcasts to come, even if I only have like 10 listens or 10 views. But I plan to timestamp everything in the description. I'm probably going to post these on YouTube to start. I think that's the best method that I have. I kind of figured out how to make a movie on my laptop, so I'll just put an image up of me or probably my dog. Probably my dog Barry. He's adorable, so I might just get an image of him, put it as like the thumbnail for the video. I'll upload it to YouTube, and I'll start sharing it everywhere so everyone can listen. I hope it's interesting to people. And stay the fuck away from those sex robots. All right, everyone. I hope y'all be safe out there. Wear your face masks. Social distance, 6 feet or more. Or I saw a video, funny enough, of this guy in a goddamn bubble in like New York, and he was like walking around in a bubble. Check that out. It's pretty hilarious. All right, everyone. Have a good one. Peace. I'm out.